If I want real freedom, I need a plan, not just dreams. In my last video, I talked about my goal to make my first $1,000 a month online. That was the starting point, the first small step toward building something that actually lasts. But I've realized something. Making money is only one part of the bigger picture. If I want this to grow, if I want to turn this into a real, sustainable business, I need to know where am I going. So today I'm sharing my business blueprint for 2026, the actual system I'm building for long-term stability, creative freedom and independence. This isn't about chasing numbers, it's about designing a path that makes freedom possible. One decision, one habit, one system at a time. Right now, I am still building small steps, small wins. Nothing huge yet, but every little piece is starting to connect. I've been laying the groundwork, creating content, improving my workflow, organizing my services, and figuring out what actually works for me. But I've learned something along the way. If I only plan 1 month at a time, I stay stuck in survival mode. It's like trying to build a house by focusing only on the next brick, without ever seeing the blueprint. That's why I wanted to step back and look at the bigger picture. This plan, my 2026 blueprint, isn't something rigid or perfect. It's not a guarantee of success. It's a direction, a compass. It's what keeps me focused when things get messy, when growth feels slow, or when I start doubting myself. I know things will change, they always do, but having a vision, even one that evolves, gives me something to aim for. Something that turns effort into progress and progress into purpose. So what does this blueprint actually look like? It's built on 5 main pillars, 5 areas that together form the foundation of everything I want to build by 2026. These are the things I believe will create long-term freedom, not just financially, but creatively and personally too. And the first one is content and personal brand. For me, YouTube is still the center of everything. It's where the story unfolds. It's where people can see the real process, not the highlight reel, but the journey itself. That's how trust is built. That's how community grows. The goal isn't just to post videos for the sake of posting. It's to create a stable content system, a rhythm that works, long-form videos that tell the full story, shorts that share quick insights, and a connected presence across platforms that all point back here to YouTube, to the core. And yes, grow matters, but I don't want to grow at any cost, not through fake hype or algorithms. I want authentic growth built on quality, consistency, and honesty. Because if I can stay true to that, the right people will always find their way here. If you're also trying to build your first online income, I get it, it's not easy. You've got the skills, maybe even the passion, but turning that into something people actually pay for? That's the hard part. But here's the thing, you already have what you need to start. The camera, the ideas, the experience you've gathered so far. You just need to package it right. And if you like how I put together this kind of content, the structure, the flow, the visuals, that's exactly what I help others to do. Whether it's shaping your offer, editing your videos, or creating a full digital system around your skills. I can help you build it. Now, let's talk about the second pillar of this blueprint, the part that keeps everything alive. The second pillar of my 2026 blueprint, what I call my freelance ecosystem. And this one's all about building stability. For the past months, I've been active on platforms like freelancer.com and X Project, offering services that I know well: video production, YouTube consulting, system.io setups, course structures, and digital content systems. Each of these on its own might not seem huge, but together they form the foundation of something much bigger. The idea is simple. Instead of chasing random one-time gigs, I am building a connected ecosystem where every client, every project, every collaboration fits into a bigger structure. The goal isn't to make money once. It's to create recurring opportunities. Here's how I see it working. Freelancer platforms help me find new clients, build reputation, and test what people are actually looking for. My own website, motionflowstudio.com, becomes the central hub where all my services live and where potential clients can see exactly who I am and what I do. Direct collaborations come next. People who discover my work through content or recommendations and want to work with me directly outside the platforms. By combining all this together, I can create a transparent, self-sustaining system. Clients can find me in different ways, but they all end up in the same ecosystem, one that's built to last. And my goal isn't to have dozens of clients, it's to have the right ones. People who value creativity, consistency, and clear communication. People I can grow with long term. If I can build that kind of network, even a small one, that's where stability begins. That's where this stop being freelancing and start becoming a real business. The third pillar is digital services and education. And this one is all about turning what I know into something that I can grow without limits. Over the years, I've learned a lot about video creation, online systems, and how to build a brand from scratch. And instead of keeping that knowledge locked inside, I want to turn it into digital products. Things like mini courses, workshops, and one-on-one consulting sessions. But here's the key difference. I don't want to just sell products. I want to create real value, something that helps people move forward faster in their own journeys. Whether it's a creator who wants to build their first online system or someone who needs help structuring their course, I want my work to actually make a difference. To make this sustainable, I am also building automated systems behind it, using tools like system.io to create funnels, email sequences, and client journeys that run smoothly in the background. So even when I am not online, the system continues working, sharing my message, offering resources, and connecting with people who might need what I create. This is how I see the next phase of growing. Freelancing builds the foundation, but digital services create scalability. It's where time stops being the limit and knowledge becomes the engine. Because at the end of the day, I don't just want to earn from what I do, I want to multiply it through what I know. And by the way, if you like how this video is structured, how it's edited, or how the story flows, that's exactly what I help others build too. Whether you're working on your own YouTube videos, online courses, or digital workshop, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to help you bring two all together and make it work. Now let's move to the fourth pillar, community and network. Because here's the truth, none of this matters if it happens in isolation. You can build systems, products, and income streams, but without people, without connection, it stays flat. That's why one of my biggest goals for 2026 is to build a real community around this journey. Not just followers or subscribers, but people who share the same mindset. People who are building, learning, failing, and growing too. I want to create spaces, whether it's a private group on a Discord or Facebook, or even a dedicated platform later on, where we can actually talk, share progress, ask questions, and push each other forward. Because I believe the real power isn't in the audience, it's in the network. When people start connecting with each other, not just with me, that's when growth multiplies. So this pillar is about turning content into connection, and connection into collaboration. A community where no one builds alone. And that brings me to the fifth and final pillar, long-term vision and freedom goal. For me, 2026 isn't about becoming rich. It's about creating systems that give me freedom. Freedom to work on what I love from anywhere without the constant stress of survival. The goal is to build a stable online income that doesn't rely on luck or short-term wins. I want to have an ecosystem that works, where my freelance projects, digital services, and content all supports each other. Every part connected, every piece with a purpose. I want to live a location, independent life where I can work from anywhere. Not because I am running away from something, but because I've built something that travels with me. And maybe the most important part, creative autonomy. The freedom to choose the projects I work on, the stories I tell, and the kind of impact I make. To wake up every morning knowing I'm building something that matters, not just to me, but hopefully to others too. That's the real vision, not just financial success, but the ability to design life on my own terms. Because in the end, that's what this whole blueprint is about. Building a life that doesn't depend on circumstances, but on creation. If any of this connects with you, if you are trying to build something of your own, or you've been stuck in that space between ideas and action, stick around. Because this channel isn't about showing success. It's about showing the process of getting there. And if you ever need help turning your own idea into something real, whether it's your brand, your content, or your business system, reach out. I'd love to help you build it. Now, let's be honest for a moment. This blueprint sounds exciting on paper, but it won't be easy. There's no shortcut here, no guaranteed timeline. But for the first time, I actually feel like I have something solid. Not just a dream, not just random ideas, but a real structure I can build on. In the past, I was constantly switching directions, trying things, stopping halfway, starting over again. No, this plan gives me focus. It's not perfect, and it will change as I grow, but it finally gives me a clear way forward. This is not a dream, it's a build, and that one shift from dreaming to building changes everything. If you're building something too, make your own blueprint. It doesn't matter how big or how small it is, just start planning. Because clarity is what's turned random effort into real progress. I keep sharing how this plan unfolds, what works, what doesn't, and how it changed over time. The good, the bad, and everything in between. And if you want to take the next step right now, check out my video 3 YouTube mistakes killing your growth. It's one of the most honest breakdowns I've done about what actually slows down progress and how I'm fixing it myself. See you in this video.